Happy birthdays as well. You always find the latest courtyard permanent solution. Out of the box.
Hello and welcome to Radio Waves by Todderbert. If you enjoy reviews, comparisons, band scans of new and classic portable radios, then make sure to subscribe and tap the bell icons to miss any of my most excellent videos. In front of us we have the Sony ICF-506 and we'll perform a daytime medium wave band scan. Current time is 1:33 p.m. Central Daylight Time near Chicago, Illinois. I'll be using the C-Crane CC Skywave as my frequencies checker if we get stuck on a station I cannot identify. Alright, so let's go look at the Sony. Before I start the band scan, I like to go over the radio. Let's go over some features first. On the left-hand side, we have an AC input. The 506 has AC and DC operation, which is nice, but it has an external cord. There's no internal cord that wraps up in the back. So that they've got away from doing that. I kind of missed that. You can lose this cord if you're not careful. The best place to put it is in the box. I always save my boxes. You have a nice big speaker here, about almost 4 inch, 3.9 technically, and behind nice metal speaker grill. Sony, nice white dial with black numerals. You can see the scales there, 530 to 1700 on AM, and FM is 88 to 108. Down the bottom here you'll see operation battery. When it's green, it's good. You have a tuning light that turns red when you're in tune. We have our off switch, AM, FM band select. Bottom's nice and flat, so it stands up really nice. Side controls, we have the tuning knob, which is really easy to tune, and our volume knob, which is really nice. And down here we have our headphone jack. It's FM mono both ears. It's a nice listening experience, not too bad. Top of the radio we have our antenna. We have a flip out handle. In the back of the radio, we have a little bit of a divot there for a grip to pick this up with, if you weren't using the handle. Here we have a vented case, and behind here we have a little battery compartment that holds 3 AA batteries. Now this is different from the ICF-19. That radio is very similar to this radio, except it does not accept AC, but it runs on 3 D-cell batteries. So if you're looking for an off-the-grid type radio for long run times, that ICF-19 might be the choice for you because of that 400-hour runtime. It's amazing. I'm not sure what this gets with 3 AA batteries, but I want to say you probably could get, on lower volume, anywhere from 45 to 55 hours. That is my guess. All right, let's show you some size comparison real quick, and then we'll get started on the band scan. There's a CC pocket, just to give you an idea of the thickness of this radio. And then, of course, I'll bring the CC Skywave back into frame. Takes up pretty much where that speaker grill is there. And that gives you an idea of the different size radios. Okay, so let's go ahead and start tuning with this one here. I like the sound of the big speaker. It sounds really good. So we'll turn it on. You can see the green light goes on for the battery level being good. Here's our volume, and we'll tune it up. Now this is a DSP radio, which means it tunes in steps versus nice smooth tuning. But I've gotten used to it, and you can actually tease out some really stations that are faint, especially on FM. I notice I can get a lot more stations than FM with a DSP circuit. AM, a little tricky, but this radio makes it easy.
Right decision. Philadelphia choosing Carson Wentz. That was the right way to go here. But he's got to prove he can stay healthy and he can make it through a 16-game season.
This is 540 WAUK, Jackson, Wisconsin. Picked it up really nice. You can see the tuning indicator light came on.
That's how good he could be. So he's
celebrates violence. Okay, I'm on board. I totally agree. And yet, is there a little bit of
Let's jump to 560. This is WIND, Chicago, Illinois, the answer.
And we don't let him, do Grand Theft Auto or, Call of Duty, Black Ops.
Done anything, and so we don't allow intervention at this point in time, and we don't lock people up for what they might do.
Find out what this is here. I think this is 580. Oops, I got my CC Skywave was on FM. Let's go down to 580 here, and here if that's where we're at. Okay, I think we're on the same station, weren't we?
Are violent video games. Now, for the long...
I appreciate Jed's willingness to look.
This 580 might be hard for it to pick up. Okay, that's a pretty far station. It's like 150 miles away. That one's coming in kind of weak, so let's see if we can find something else here.
Head in terms of mental skills and how much they use guys like that. Talked to John Baker on Hit and Run a couple of weeks ago. There's a reason. It's because they're stone cold hippies. Somewhere down deep. At least Jet is. It's 670 the score. Matt Spiegel in for Lawrence Holmes. We'll transition with Lawrence and with Anthony.
So we jumped up quite a few stations there. I'm going to try to go back and see if I can pick up some of those smaller stations. This is WSCR 670, the score, Chicago.
I'm excited to talk with Buster Street. Everybody out here is athletic, but
just because you're involved in some, shoot 'em up type of thing, you recognize that there is this reality, and if you go out and you do that on the streets, it's not like you can just push reset and start to do them over and over again. I thought it was interesting. It was about a week or so ago. You had there's the video game called Fortnite, and my nephew, my 12-year-old nephew,
okay, so it keeps jumping back.
I don't know that he plays it as much as he used to, but this is the idea. And if you
find out where we're at here.
With Fortnite, here's the deal. It starts out, you go on the internet, and you have like 100 people. And everybody drops off the battle boat.
Okay, 620. So this goes to 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Should get better when I turn it.
And the idea is to be the last person standing, to kill as many people as you possibly can. We had a Fortnite tournament a couple weeks ago, and
you're in now here on AM 580. And don't forget, you can also listen on your Amazon Echo. It's actually very, very easy to do, and we have setup instructions at will.illinois.edu.
There you go. So I got 580 here. Nice. This is WILL, Urbana, Illinois. 150 miles away. As you can tell, it is fairly tricky to tune the DSP. If you pass it up, you got to go back. And there's a little bit of hunting involved. So bear with me as we tune this radio. But as you can tell, it's still a powerhouse. It's got a 4 3/4 inch ferrite in there. Nicely wound. So well-made radio.
WBUR Boston and from your NPR station. From LifeLock.
He's speaking to me, and this is what he really wants me to do. If we accept that, all right, maybe some of these crazy people are out there.
620. Okay, there we go. Picked up WMFN, Peatone, Illinois. Passed that earlier. This is 6:40 a.m. Nice that we got this.
Of those moments of calm and
real slow.
Fall into place. That's what it feels like when you order
670 the score, WSCR, Chicago.
Indicator.com or download the app. Just like that, you can find a reliable. Really impacted me greater than the other ones had. And I don't know if you feel the same.
So this is my first daytime medium wave band scan with this radio and video, so I'm having some interesting results here. This is 720 WGN Chicago, local station.
Acted in that way, in sort of there's a personal connection to this one more so maybe than others in the past.
En su parroquia, así que adquieran los boletos, mis queridos jóvenes, porque la cita es 5 y 6 de octubre. Volvemos.
750 WNDZ, Portage, Indiana. Not sure if I said 750 AM. There we are.
Even if you also may be unemployed. This is Gil Gross in the CBS News Radio Network.
Progressive Insurance. Pick from a range of coverage.
780 WBBM Chicago.
To find a price that works for you. Learn more at progressive.com or 1-800.
I've partied many times over the years, many nights.
820 WCPT, Willow Springs, Illinois, about 40 miles away.
Down here with this one to see the press is kind of wrapping up, doing their final, live shots and things from there. But, it was a very...
Okay, can't hover on the music. 850 WAIT, Crystal Lake, Illinois. This radio does sound good playing music.
What is on our hands?
Wait a minute. I didn't know what they blamed me for the dress. I knew they'd blame me for the Oklahoma.
890 WLS, Chicago, Illinois.
The Monica Lewinsky. That's cool. I didn't know that.
I remember hearing about that.
Interesting music there. I'm going to see if that's 910. That'd be really cool pickup if I got that. I'm just going to get the Skywave tuned up. See if that's where I'm at. Okay, I'm picking up definite music station there, and I... Okay, cool. So we're at 930 WBKM. Here's my Skywave.
Let's go back to chat.
Okay, that must have... There we go. So I'm sure 920's here. If I back it up.
Because this person believes in abortion until...
movies.
And that, but it seems to be he revels in the fact of getting my goat, that sort of thing. And
so hitting 920s are rather difficult. They're really close to each other, and WLS is pretty strong. So I'm missing 920 WOKY. I can usually pick it up on most of my radios, which is the station here. Tune it back on the Skywave. Turn my radio, see if the DSP just isn't picking it up.
Okay, we'll kill them till they're one. Parents should be able to kill their child.
I don't know how much fear they...
Who decides who can kill whom?
Okay, we're just going to keep going. So anyway, that the other religious station, it doesn't have a very good programming there. WBKM, Sandwich, Illinois. Yeah, I wouldn't be listening to that. So, keep moving.
Jesus, how they executed them, and we should keep Jordan Peterson. Our first tweet itself was just really a repeat of what I heard over the news. I know his house was robbed, and I thought that was too bad. That was really just
940 WFAW, Fort Atkinson, Wisconsin.
his house was robbed, and it came over the news at a certain moment last night, and then nothing is wrong. And you know, it's funny because abortion is the...
Right next to it is the sister station of the WBKM. This is WNTA at 950 AM, Chicago, Illinois.
Because you see, if abortion is not wrong, nothing is wrong. And that's precisely why it's
in the United States. But it's the combination of anger and guns.
970 WHA, Madison, Wisconsin.
Ideology plays a role, absolutely. But anger and guns...
$54.99. Optima Tax Relief. Testimonial from an actual client.
Optima Tax Relief, ESPN 1000, WMVP Chicago. You can see the dial is pretty accurate there. So I can line up on the camera straight on. Yeah, it's right on 1000. So that's pretty cool. For DSP radio, a lot of times they're misaligned, but this one's doing pretty good.
With a master fitter at your side, you'll get custom fit in the state-of-the-art indoor fitting bay and get your new clubs optimized for distance, accuracy, and feel. And they'll get you styled up for summer. You got to look good on the golf course after all. So shop golf and lifestyle gear for men and women, including PXG.
Przestępstwa. I pokazano nastolatka, człowieka, który pewnie miał 16 lat.
1030 WNVR, Vernon Hills, Illinois.
I akurat policja go namierzyła, to wszystko było kamerowane i on taki przerażony
18 months ago.
Or at least that's what they're saying.
Well, that's what they're saying, right.
WLIP, Kenosha, Wisconsin.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm delighted with the game. All right, Leo's from Madison's online too. Go ahead, Leo.
I think the team will come back next
Could be 1070 here. Let's check.
I wouldn't do much of anything. I'd get the guys healthy, and Knievel's and the others.
There we go.
Work on deciding who's going to be the best utility shortstop and that stuff. And just come
So 1070's WTSO, Madison, Wisconsin. I like listening to this because on the weekends they have NASCAR.
Maybe spend all $119 million. I would just say this season is shot. It's going to be the Astros against the...
Okay, I think this is 1080 WNWI, Oklahoma, Illinois. Here we have 1110 AM, WMBI, Chicago, Illinois.
Needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars.
Of course, the direction of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. This is 1130 AM, WISN, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. This radio does respond well to a loop. If I get kind of a fainter station, I will show you.
.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
was corrupted. Why? Because of his wisdom. He became proud over his wisdom.
Okay, this is WYLL 1160 AM, Chicago, Illinois. Christian radio, as you can tell. I was just trying to show you the audio.
Have intelligence.
Or let you listen to the audio.
And things about Jesus Christ that many humans.
Let's see if we can find the squirrel here in 1180.
1 verses 24 and 34. The demons.
Okay, there we go. This is the squirrel, WSQR, Sycamore, Illinois. They broadcast some classic hits mainly. I like listening to it.
En el tenis de mesa ya tenemos medallas repartidas en cuanto al bronce.
This is 1200 AM, WRTO, Chicago, Illinois.
Los hombres para Estados Unidos y en las mujeres para Puerto Rico.
Okay, I'm not sure. I think this is 1230 possibly. Let's just check. Might have missed 1220, which I was hoping to get. Okay, jump right to 1240. So we're missing a few stations, so we may have to backtrack a little bit.
Se sincroniza con tu teléfono, el teléfono es el micrófono y lo que escucha el micrófono se lo va transmitiendo.
Okay, here's 1220. A little harder to pick up. This is WKRS, Waukegan, Illinois. I'm going to bring out a loop. Use this select antenna. Sit next to it.
Capsular lateral de la rodilla derecha. Y a pesar de que la lesión no es de gravedad, el plan de recuperación dependerá de la evolución del jugador. El internacional chileno en dicha extremidad durante el partido del duelo perteneciente a la jornada 3 de la apertura 2019 ante el Querétaro. Nicolás Castillo fue intervenido quirúrgicamente luego de la fractura de peroné que sufrió al minuto 43 del duelo
does help a little bit, but not a ton. Let's pick up some interference from the camera.
De acuerdo a información del conjunto de Coapa.
Knowledgeable product experts, ready with the answers to my toughest questions. Calling Granger is the one conversation I don't mind having.
Okay, we just, I think, bumped into 1230, WCLO, Janesville, Wisconsin. Let me just check. A lot of checking with this. Yeah, so just backtracking a little bit gave us these stations. So if you know where you're at in the dial, and you know you missed it, well, just backtrack it with the tuning and you'll pick it up. As you can see, we're pretty much right on the money with the dial indicator. Nice high visibility.
Zypol is the allergy medicine that's just as effective at hour 24 as at hour 1.
Bring this loop back
which
in.
makes getting a free 10-day sample one of the wisest things you can do. So don't be unwise. Be wise always. Visit Zypol.com for your free sample today. Use as directed. An interesting creature in
Okay, I got better results in the evening with this loop than I did during the day. Okay.
the bobblehead.
Задержанный при езде в нетрезвом состоянии. GUI. Обращайтесь к
This is WSBC 1280, Chicago, Illinois. Sorry, 1240 AM. Correction.
Наркотики, воровство, грабежи, кражи со взломом, нападение и оскорбление действием. Также адвокат Лора Голуб поможет с...
We have some storm clouds coming in. Oh, this is interesting. 1260 WEKZ, Monroe, Wisconsin, 60 miles away. It's kind of a weak station. Loop again. See if it helps anything. There we go. So it's a country music station. There, we saw a big difference with the loop there. Cool. Getting little cracks of static from a storm approaching, I think, from the west. This is WBIG, Aurora, Illinois, 1280 AM.
I'd love to sit with Coppola about The Godfather.
Again, you guys understand what's happening?
No, but I understand. Of course we understand.
Okay.
It seems like it's a little too early for this, but we say that every year, right? Pumpkin Spice creamer already available. Pumpkin Spice coffee creamer. It's chilly fall morning. Probably going to want it in about a month and a half.
Okay. I handled that lightning strike pretty good. Let me just loop this. This is a pretty cool station to get. Okay, 1290 WZTI, Greenfield, Wisconsin. I usually don't get 1290 too much on my radios. It's a good test of a good receiver. Awesome that I picked it up. Again, the only thing that I think holding me back is tuning the dial, getting used to the tight DSP there. It's really like highly selective, but you got to be right on it or tune it back just a little bit. So interesting how this radio is tuning, but loving what it's finding. Definitely during the day here. And the loop's really helping there in some of those fringe stations. Cool. Excited. It's a good radio. I love Sony. You guys know that. This is WRDZ 1300 AM, LaGrange, Illinois. Pretty close to the middle there. Just slightly off middle.
I've never seen an Avengers movie.
But
1310 WIBA, Madison, Wisconsin.
Tech blogs are millennial little guys that have never...
A couple stations over each other. This is WNTA Rockford, Illinois, going this way, 1330 AM. And 1330 AM that way is WKTA Evanston, Illinois. That's why you're hearing a fluttering effect. It's pretty hard to null out Rockford there. Okay. Yeah, it seems to be handling those lightning strikes pretty good. You can hear it when it cuts in and cuts out.
Okay, that's steep. All right, so you're paying $75 to $70 grand.
1360 AM, WLBK, DeKalb, Illinois.
And you've already paid how much?
I haven't paid any of the tuition yet. I took out $20,000 in federal student loans because that's the max that they'll let you take. So that would leave me, at least with this year, with $13,000 left to pay this year either.
Music on 1380 AM. This is WBEL, South Beloit, Illinois. Pretty cool.
Any performance of Newsies, the Broadway musical, from August 9th through the 11th at the Hemet Cultural Center. And Rockford Speedway in Loves Park with a $48 pair of grandstand reserved seats at Rockford Speedway's 54th NSTC Short Track Championship.
Okay, this is going right to
Sunday,
1410.
September 29th at 12:30 p.m.
WRMN, Elgin, Illinois. There's 1400 and 1390. I'm sure we could find those.
Start by saving 50% or more now by dialing 847.
Okay, some music there.
The radio shopping show.
Okay, so that 1380 is really keeping me from hearing 1390 and 1400 right now.
When you look at these mass shootings that are on the rise since 2012, to me the big things that have changed is one. Clearly people are being radicalized online by the internet. And maybe the president's messages are filtering down. We don't know what.
Okay, so I think we found this one already, right? Yeah, 1410, WRMN. So I keep missing 1390, 1400. Well, a little bit of practice and might be able to tease those stations out. Okay, let's keep going.
Smart, responsible, nonpartisan way.
That's Amanda Carpenter.
1430 WEEF, Deerfield, Illinois.
Or an AFB certified specialist at Jack Wolf GM Service Center. Today's vehicles are built with sophisticated technology that requires
This is 1440 AM, WROK, Rockford, Illinois.
certified Jack Wolf team. Remember, we service all makes and models, no matter where you bought it. Plus, no appointment needed express oil.
See, this radio's surprising me. So many stations are difficult from our other radios to find. This is 1450 WCEV, Cicero, Illinois. Yeah, the Skyway is barely picking that up, but it's definitely 1450. Okay, it's right to 1490. This is WGEZ, Beloit, Wisconsin. You might be tuning a little bit tighter here towards the top of the band also. More stations packed in.
Conditions or no insurance at all. The Plus Benefits Health Insurance toll-free number has been extended to help anyone who wants health insurance coverage now, or if you need a better plan or a lower price. Call Plus Benefits Health Insurance now at 800-480-4006. The call is 100% free and the help is real. Call 800-480-4006.
This is so surprising. This is WPJX, Zion, Illinois, and I barely can pick this up usually. This is 1500 AM, and now I'm picking it up clear as a bell, so very interesting.
Novelty gifts, smoking accessories, vintage Chicago music, gauges and posts with master piercing done on site, and the largest selection of band tees and hoodies anywhere.
Tune Day comes on.
Beyond the limit of your mind, and shop.
1510, I think, WRDD, Waukesha, Wisconsin.
My clients usually notice results in 7 days, and most find they don't need anything else.
It's hard to figure out where I'm at.
Want to try Dr. Tom's Man Pack free? Call 1-800-MAN-SHOW now. And the first 50 guys can try Man Pack.
1530 WCKG, Elmhurst, Illinois.
Call 1-800-MAN-SHOW now to get your free trial of Dr. Tom's Man Pack. 1-800-MAN-SHOW. That's 1-800-MAN-SHOW. 1-800-MAN-SHOW.
Is calling you. Book your flight with Mighty House Airlines.
Yeah, I figured some of those fainter stations wouldn't come in. This is WCGO, Evanston, Illinois, 1590 AM.
Altimeter. Altimeter.
Altimeter.
But the word is meter.
Yeah.
So why can't it be altimeter?
It can be whatever you want it to be.
I'm just saying, if I'm looking at a word...
Don't delay. Listen Saturday from 7 to 10 a.m. on WCGO Chicago. WCGO and W240EH Evanston, Chicago. Your home for radio that inspires. This is Smart.
Voice of condemnation. Stocks are in the tank. I'm Mike.
1620 Hazardous Road. I wonder if my loop will help this. Just curious. Bring out the Selecta now. It does.
Closed during daytime hours for road work. On southbound Illinois, Route 21, south of Hollister Parkway and Jonesboro.
Very nice.
Road work. On Illinois, Route 20.
As Connor Batsky was killed by responding officers. President Trump will visit...
I think this is WSJP, Sussex, Wisconsin. Let's just check it real quick, and then we're almost done with the video. We'll do final thoughts. Sounds better on the Sony, of course. 640. Sorry, 1640. I don't know if I said this. WSJP, Sussex, Wisconsin. I think I did say it. We'll say it again. And we're almost done here. Oh, came into tune.
Last week, the U.S. would impose a 10% tariff on $300 billion worth.
Elliott holdout continues. In the meantime, the Yankees beat the Red Sox last night 7-4 to complete their 4-game, 3-day.
Okay, here we are at the top of the band. 1690 WBON, Chicago, Illinois. Pretty nice. We found most of the stations that are on my list here. Very impressed.
Bedoya ran to a field mic and told Congress to act.
Hashtag Reverend Al Sharpton.
Comments were clear on the FS1 broadcast.
Wait a minute. Am I getting a station I haven't? Okay, this is cool. I didn't think I'd be picking this up. This is 1670 WOZN, Madison, Wisconsin.
6 a.m. Eastern, right here, CBS Sports Radio.
Coming in way better on the Sony.
The Zone is your home for Madison Valley baseball.
So there you go, Madison, Wisconsin, the Zone.
1670 AM, the Zone.
That's right. He's no different than what...
Here's the top of the dial, 1690 WBON, Chicago.
I'm not even comparing him to Hitler because they like comparing him to him before now.
Gosh, a lot of news that's not fun to listen to. Okay, so top of the dial there. We'll go ahead and just turn this off and do final thoughts on the Sony ICF-506. Is it a radio you should buy? Hey, if you like AC operation, you like the minimal, AA batteries, I mean, they'll get you by. Not for long power outage situations, but enough. If you need to run it portable for a while. I probably wouldn't jack up the volume too much. You probably burn through those double A's pretty quickly that way. But nice tuning indicator. I liked having that. That's really neat. Having an on light is nice. The DSP actually is working really well. Like I said, I took this radio apart and took some pictures and have them uploaded on Patreon, which you can check out over here. I believe you got to be a patron to see those. We have Radio Inside pictures for the patrons. But yeah, it's a 4 3/4 inch ferrite, which is really nice. Nicely wound. Everything looks nicely built inside this radio. I like that it has the handle. I mean, it's cool. It's like, thank you for putting a handle on the radio. The 19 doesn't have that, and I do like the look of this metal grill. It does kind of add some nice look to the radio. Tune's really nice. Pretty impressed with it, so definitely gets a thumbs up for me. So if you're looking for this radio, I got links below. Check it out. See if it's for you. It's worth the investment, I think. I'm enjoying this. So if you enjoyed the presentation of the medium wave band scan during the day, as I hunted and tried to find those stations, it was always a challenge. Please give me a big like. You guys are awesome. 2, if you like Sony radios like I do, Sony fanboy, losing my voice here, Sony fanboy, Sony fangirl, out there, just hit the subscribe button and the bell icon because you know you want to. Because I love Sony radios and I'm going to be looking for more. And I'll be honest with you, I do have a lot more lined up for review, so you're going to be seeing those. And of course, 3, comment below what you think about the Sony ICF-506 during the day. We're going to do an evening one also, so stay tuned for that. All right, guys, take care, and we'll see you in the next episode.